I have seen Up. I've not seen it in a long time because I get very emotional at sad things. And the first and every fucking Pixar movie I was going, you're not going to fucking get me again, Pixar. The first 5 minutes of Up, I was like I was inconsolable.
Oh my God, I forgot that. I was mad at the movie.
It's
like why did they put me through that? It was such an adult. Oh my God. I don't want to ruin it for people, but Jesus, the two things that they hit upon.
Well, listen, if someone hasn't seen Up by this point, that's the spoiler is kind of on them.
All right, hit pause because I'm going to say it in 3, 2, 1. Dude, the fact that she couldn't have kids.
Oh, and then she dies. And
then so she dies.
Oh, it kills me. And then, Michael Giacchino, who is just a brilliant composer, I actually got the sheet music for it because I want to learn it on piano, but this just beautiful, like, waltzy piece that walks you through their lives, and they totally suck you in, and you don't know you're about to get kicked in the stomach because you're just watching, these two kids discover each other, and they're both kind of quirky, and then they grow up, and they fall in love, and they have this life together, and then they can't have kids, but they still have this wonderful life together, and then they're in the hospital, and she's dying, and you're like, what the fucking fuck? And then you're just like, tears are just streaming down your face. I had to pause the movie. I was like, Lydia, I can't. I need a day, and then we can finish watching the movie tomorrow. It fucking wrecked me.
I did the opposite. I just started yelling at the TV, just going like, the fuck are we doing here? This is a cartoon. Jesus Christ. Am I watching a benefit? Am I are we eulogizing somebody? It's just like.
That's Pixar. That's the Pixar way, is that they sneak attack you with, where it's just like, fun, fucking, brass knuckle to the heart.
And I have to tell you something, like, they nailed it too, because when people die, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
It's the unfortunate thing that you learn when you get older is that, people just they're there and then they're not.
Yeah.
And then you got to wrestle with that and just carry that and figure out what you're going to do with that. All right. And I think that's what bothered me, because it's like, I want to be like Pixar. I know that this happens in life.
Yeah.
I've been through this more times than I want to admit. Do you know I keep a list? I keep a list of all the people so I don't forget them.
That's incredible.
And I am up to like 40 comedians.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Like, 10, 11, 12. I mean, I lost one of my great friends, found out yesterday. And then I found out today, another guy, one of my brief sort of drinking buddy. He kind of came into our circle and then spun out. He's a little bit younger than us. I just found out today he died. And it was just, And another thing, too, that sucks is, like, so many of the guys, it's like if they just went to the doctor and got their friggin' heart checked.
Right.
Like, guys, like, you're not doing the maintenance. You're not watching what you're eating, and you don't want to go to the doctor because you don't want to get that bad news. But it's just like, it's just, I don't know.
It is. And the only thing that you can really do is, because there isn't anything you can do about it, it's just that unfortunate part of life, and our brains actually have a mechanism that protects us from really thinking too much about our own demise, because then I think people would just never do anything otherwise.
So guys have all they can do to get their affairs in order. They think they're going to get jinxed, like it's a sports, like I got to keep sitting like this, and then my team's going to score a touchdown, or I'm not going to live. And it was like, one of the admirable the things that I admire about women is if there's anything that they feel is wrong, they just go to the doctor.
Oh, my wife is like that. Yeah, my wife is like that. And her doctor, I started seeing her doctor when we got together, and I go, wow, he really tests for everything. And she goes, yeah, because you need to know. And she's right. I found out I have high cholesterol. I'm in good shape, and I have genetically high cholesterol. I never would have known if it hadn't been for my wife.
And then you end up being a ticking time bomb, because I had a buddy of mine, like, in the same shape as me. Same shape as me. You would never would have known it, and just dropped. It's. Let's not talk about. Do you see what Pixar does? Do you see what Pixar?
Pixar is a scourge on you.
I was singing the Jungle Book. Not like Disney's any better.
No,
and next thing you know, I'm talking about all my friends that have friggin' dropped dead.
Dude, well, I do have to say though, spinning off of that, because I exercise, 3 times a week, and something that still rings in my head many times when I get up on the treadmill or I go to start working out was an experience that I had with you, I think in Montreal, at Just for Laughs, maybe like, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago, whenever it was. I was going down to the fitness room and you were leaving, and you held the door for me, and I walked in. You go, as you walk away, you go, "Hey, it's nice to see someone else who gives a shit." Like it, and that really.
I'm such an asshole. Why couldn't I just say, "Oh, good morning, Chris"?
No, I'll tell you what.
Nice to see
that
you.
made me laugh really hard. And number 2, it stuck with me in a way that to you that was just a passing comment, but to me, there was a real acknowledgement of like, hey, you're making an effort on behalf of yourself, and I acknowledge that. I am too. And so there was this little mini bonding moment, and I still remember that phrase when I get up on the treadmill sometimes. I go, hey, it's nice to see someone gives a shit. And it makes me happy because it reminds me, because when you do take positive steps for yourself, whether it's going to the doctor to get checked up, to make sure you're on top of stuff, there is that subtle nod to yourself of like, hey, I'm worth it. I'm taking this time. I'm doing this thing for myself because, I don't hate myself completely. And I obviously, I must care enough about myself that I'm going to do this. And I don't know, it must have been a very passing comment, but I cherish it. I love that comment.
Okay. As long as I didn't come off like the idiot I am.